The first time I fell in love, it wasn't with a girl, and it wasn't with a person. I was 8 years old, and I lived in my hometown of Cottage Grove, Tennessee. It was a tiny little dot up in the northwest corner of the state. There were 110 people that lived in Cottage Grove. There was one store, there was a post office, there was a gas station, there was one school, there were 4 churches. And that's the kind of place it was. And I realized early on, I don't want to live here the rest of my life. I don't fit in. And I wondered, are there other people that feel like I do? Well, as it turns out, there were other people. I never asked, but one of those people, I'm pretty sure, was my father, Ralph Kendall. And I realized this when I remembered how he used to sit in front of the stereo at night, go through his record collection, and play music while drinking Falstaff beer, smoking cool cigarettes. And he would sing along, and he would laugh. And sometimes he'd cry if it was Hank Williams. And I realized at that point, I don't think other daddies in Cottage Grove, Tennessee do this. As soon as I got old enough, I started listening to music with him. Because I loved the sounds and also because I desperately wanted some way to connect with this very hard-to-know man. And through him, I first heard Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, Bob Wilson, the Texas Playboys, Jim Reeves, all classic country artists that I would learn to appreciate the older I got. But the night I remember the most, and the night that changed my life, was the night that he went into the closet and he brought out a box of old 78s. And he started rummaging through them. And he pulled one out and he said, I'd forgotten I had this. I never listened to it very much. He said, but I got a feeling that you'll like it, Hoss. He called me Hoss after Hoss Cartwright on Bonanza. He took the record out of the sleeve, he put it on the turntable, he put the needle on it, and the hiss and the crackle and the pop of the old vinyl gave way to this glorious, raucous, epic, opening salvo, car wreck guitar riff of Chuck Berry's Maybelline. And those killer lyrics. As I was motivating over the hill, I saw a Maybelline in a Coupe de Ville. Cadillac rolling on open road, nothing outrun my V8 Ford. Wow! I never heard anything like this in my life. And as a kid raised in a Southern Baptist tradition, I was pretty sure I wasn't supposed to like it. But I sure did like it. And when the song ended, he reached to take it off the record player. And I said, Daddy, no, play it again, please, 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 play it again. He said, I figured you'd like that, Hoss. Yeah, I'll play it again. He played it again. And he played it again and again and again. And I don't know how many times I made him play that. But I know he played it until my mama walked in the room. And she looked at him a certain way. And he stopped playing it then. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Well, it wouldn't be too long after that till I would get my first guitar. And I would try to recreate those sounds I heard on that record. But it was really hard. And I didn't think I was very good. When it came to musical talent, I did not consider myself gifted. And it would take me 20 long years to escape the clutches of Cottage Grove, Tennessee. But when I finally left, I headed for a music city. I went to Austin, Texas. It was Labor Day of 1989. I had my car packed. I was ready to go. And I was standing on the front porch of my parents' house about to say goodbye. And my daddy said, hang on, Hoss. I got something for you. He walked back in the house. He came outside, and he said, I know how much you love this, and I thought you might want it. And he handed me that 78 of Chuck Berry's Maybelline. And it was a wonderful present. It was the best present I ever got. But the real gift that I got, all those years ago was a love and appreciation for good music. And it's a gift that I could never wear out, and I could never lose, and I could never outgrow. And I regret that I didn't tell him this when he was alive, so I'm going to say it now. Thank you, Ralph Kendall. Thank you.